What if when the moments of crisis and confusion in our lives are not just random chaos, but the first whispers of a profound transformation? What if the darkest nights of our soul are actually the gates to our deepest awakening? I am Levan, the author of these explorations into the depths of human experience. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most profound yet often misunderstood aspects of human life: spiritual awakening. Across centuries and cultures, mystics, monks, and philosophers have mapped this journey, each tradition offering its own symbols and insights, but all pointing to a fundamental shift in how we see ourselves and the world. Now, spiritual awakening isn't just some mystical, floaty concept reserved for hermits on mountaintops or monks in remote monasteries. It's a deeply human process that can strike anyone, anywhere, at any time. But what exactly is it? And why do so many people describe it as the single most transformative experience of their lives? In this journey, we'll explore the stages, signs, and struggles of spiritual awakening across some of the world's greatest traditions, from the intense self-confrontations of Zen Buddhism to the divine ecstasies of Christian mystics, from the energetic surges of Kundalini in New Age frameworks to the deep, wordless peace of non-dual awareness. By the end, you might just start to see your own struggles as part of a much larger universal unfolding. The call to awaken, the initial crisis. Every great awakening begins with a collapse. In Buddhist traditions, this is often described as the confrontation with dukkha, the suffering, dissatisfaction, and impermanence woven into the very fabric of life. This is the point where the familiar comforts of the ego start to crack. In the Zen tradition, this breakdown can be triggered by the relentless questioning of koans designed to shatter the mind's habitual patterns, pushing you into a moment of no self, a glimpse of the true, boundless nature of your being. Christian mystics like St. John of the Cross call this the dark night of the soul, a profound period of confusion, spiritual dryness, and isolation where even God seems distant. It's a purging fire that strips away all that is false, forcing the soul to confront its deepest fears and attachments. It's not just about suffering, but about purification, a radical shedding of the small constructed self. In more modern New Age frameworks, this crisis is often associated with what's called a spiritual emergency or Kundalini awakening. It's the sudden, often explosive activation of spiritual energies, a force that can shake your very bones, shatter your sense of identity, and leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Physical symptoms can include intense heat, spontaneous body movements, and even temporary disorientation, as if the body and mind are being rewired for a higher frequency. Even in psychology, this stage is known. Carl Jung called it the night sea journey, a plunge into the unconscious where the old familiar ego structure is dissolved, making way for a more integrated, authentic self to emerge. The key, he observed, is to stay present, to allow the chaos and darkness to do their work, trusting that what emerges will be truer and more whole. If you've ever felt your life unraveling as if the universe itself has turned against you, you might just be on the cusp of something extraordinary. The moment of insight, the awakening itself. But after every storm, a moment of stillness. In the Zen tradition, this is the flash of Kensho, a direct, unmediated glimpse into your true nature. It's the sudden collapse of the illusion of separateness, a taste of boundless awareness that can feel like waking from a lifelong dream. In Christianity, this moment is described as the mystical union, Ichkisite, an ecstatic merging with the divine, where the self dissolves in an ocean of love and presence. Advaita Vedanta, the non-dual philosophy of India, calls this realization Satchitananda, existence, consciousness, bliss, the recognition that your deepest self is one with the infinite, timeless ground of being itself. It is a profound, often wordless knowing that the I you once took as yourself is actually the entire universe experiencing itself through your eyes. In psychological terms, this is the encounter with the self, or the central archetype in Jungian psychology, a symbol of wholeness and divine order, often experienced as a moment of profound peace and insight and inner unity, integration, living from awakening. But here's the tricky part. Having a moment of awakening is one thing, living from it is another. Zen masters often warn that the initial breakthrough is just the beginning. The real work is in embodying this insight in the messy, often chaotic world of daily life. This means letting go of old habits, deepening compassion, and allowing the heart to stay open even when the world seems harsh. Christian mystics like St. John and Teresa speak of a long path of purification and service where the soul learns to rest continually in the divine presence, radiating love and peace to all beings. In Advaita, the shift from knowing oneself as pure awareness to living as that awareness is often a long, gradual unfolding, an unlearning of old mental patterns, a continual resting in the peace of being. And in psychological terms, this is individuation. The ongoing journey to integrate the conscious and unconscious parts of the psyche to become whole, to live from a deeper, truer center. So if you felt a deep call to awaken, to shed the old and live from a more expansive awareness, know that you're not alone. You stand in a long, ancient lineage of seekers who have walked this path before you. If you found this journey illuminating, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your voice is part of this unfolding too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next exploration.